Hey guys, welcome back to Glen, my journey through cryptocurrency vlogs, if you like. I've been away for 2 weeks. I went to Florida, USA, and yeah, it was really good. We got back yesterday morning, but by the time I drove from the airport back home, it was about midday, and we lost a whole day's sleep. So, because we flew overnight, um, the kids fell asleep, but I just couldn't. I couldn't sleep on the plane, so I actually went 2 days without sleep. So last night we went to bed at 6, and I woke up about 11 today. So really tired. It's now 12 o'clock almost tonight. But I thought I'd do a video because I haven't done one for a few weeks now. I did a live video while I was in Magic Kingdom, and quite a few of you joined in and started sending me messages. Coming up on the chat thing. I've never used that before. It was quite good actually. I quite like doing the live video, so I might do some more of those more often. Let me know what you guys think. The only thing is, I'm very if I can't read and say what I was thinking and reply to a comment very well. So I'm a man. I can only do one thing at a time. So a lot of the comments that were popping up were putting me off my train of thought. I kept getting muddled up with what I was saying. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I suppose they're saying that will come with time if I kept doing it over and over again. But had a really good 2 weeks. Obviously, while I was away, a lot changed. A lot happened in cryptocurrency as always. The only thing that didn't was Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually stagnated. So I actually had in my Exodus wallet, and I kept it on here because I thought, do you know what? If I have it on my phone, I'll have access to it in America. But if I save it on my Exodus wallet, I actually had about £100 in Bitcoin and £100 in Bitcoin Cash, and I thought one of those will probably shoot right up over the course of 2 weeks. But it didn't. They stayed pretty much exactly the same over the course of 2 weeks. So I came back and I had £100 of each, and I thought, you know what, I wish I'd transferred that into Ethereum, which obviously doubled, or Ripple or something like that. But never mind, you can't win them all. But at least they didn't go down, I suppose. And what was the major big stories while I was away? Obviously, I mentioned in my last video was the price increase of Ripple. Ripple went up. Before I went away, I believe it was something like 70 cent a coin. It went up to, what was it, $3.50? I think by the time I'd done my video, it'd gone down to like $3 maybe. But then the news came out that Coinbase weren't going to add any more coins in the short term. So Ripple seemed to go down. I don't know if it was just because of that. That went back down to about $2.50. Then CoinMarketCap, sorry, they actually removed all Korean exchanges off there, appeared off of this website. So it was trying, and they released a statement saying that the reason they're doing that is because, and I didn't know this, CoinMarketCap work out what they believe the values are of each coin is actually they take an average of all the different exchanges. So say you was to own Ripple on Bitfarm or this Corebit, Binance, Bitfinex, sorry, HitBTC, which I only heard about the other day. You can see here they're actually all valued at different exchanges. So whereas Bitfarm actually is valued at $2.76, but as we can see here, obviously they're saying on average it's $2.03. So you may own Ripple on one exchange, say this one, Abu Coins, they're valuing it at $2.01, whereas Bitfarm is valuing it at $2.76. But what they've done is they've actually removed these, so you can see there's a little star here now, and I believe somewhere down here, price excluded. So this is a Korean exchange, and they've all been removed. And the reason they said that was because they said that the price of the Korean exchanges was so exaggerated compared to the rest of the world. It was an unfair to include their figures in the average. Obviously, if they were to put that now them prices there, 278, 276, 279, you would say the average is probably $2.40 or 50, compared to all these ones which are worth about $2. So I suppose it makes sense, but I think it's a bit unfair to exclude Korea, because they're a big buyer in all cryptocurrency. Why not take their data as you would any other country? I mean, Britain's quite a small country in cryptocurrency world, from what I understand. Why? Surely you would go with the most popular exchanges around the world, and if they happen to be in Korea, then so be it. But anyway, that's my point. I say love for everyone. There's no need to discriminate, but that's the way it is at the minute. So while I was away, a lot of these things dropped in price because all the Korean exaggerated averages were taken out of it. So all of these went down. There was a day where just everything was down, 10%, 15, 20, just because of those Korean exchanges being removed. It doesn't mean that obviously they had a bad day or anything like that. It was just the way that this website chooses to show how much they believe each coin to be worth. But obviously, if you're just an investor, say, someone like me, if you own shares in Ripple and all of a sudden you're seeing minus 20%, you might think, oh shit, I better sell all my Ripple because it's going down and it's at a good price now. So that brought people in to sell a lot of their stuff and move them about. You would think that them selling that, people sell stuff and put it into Bitcoin because they feel that's a safe bet, but Bitcoin did go up once or twice while I was on holiday, but it's pretty much stayed between, I think, a high of 16,500, down to about 14. To yesterday it was down to like 13 something, 13.8, but it's hovered around the 14 mark. So yeah, that's what's happened in the markets while I was away. Bitcoin stayed as it is. Ethereum, that's, out of the top 10, Ethereum went down to third place because Ripple went into second. But Ethereum actually came back with a vengeance, and now its market cap has pretty much doubled, and it's now worth $1,386. When I went away, they were at $650, $700. So literally has doubled in the last 2 weeks. Eclipsing obviously Ripple, because Ripple went down suddenly. So Ethereum really in the top 10 has been the biggest mover. But then that could go down, I suppose. But we'll see what happens with that. Litecoins, that's pretty much stayed as they are. They've hovered. Everything else really, I mean, to be honest, I was on holiday. I was checking things here and there, but I wasn't monitoring them crazy. Like, I was keeping my eye on Monero. It just seems to be really hovering around 400 mark. Dash did go down. I swear it went down to like 900 at one point, and I thought, oh, that's cheap for Dash, but it's back up to 1100 now. I bought some Verge actually. I was trying to figure out how to use Bittrex. I've never used them before, so I had $68 worth of Bitcoin, and I thought, right, I want to. It seems like on that website the main way of buying things is Bitcoin on there. So I had to transfer it into something, and Verge was just in my head from before I went away. I've heard loads of things mention Verge, so I just thought, oh, I'll buy some Verge, I'll try it. So I've got £68 worth of Verge. I don't know, it seems to have gone, since I bought it, it seems to have gone down. So, but it was just really a trial and error. I just wanted to see how easy it was to sort of buy and exchange altcoins, because that's not something I've ever done before, and I wanted to share with you guys, obviously, like this learning experience. So I might do a video on that again one day, how to actually do that. But that's it really, guys. That's in the markets, what's happened. The main thing that I was checking while away, there was two things that I kept checking while I was away. One being my Hashflare account. So my Hashflare steadily went up and up. I'm now at 20.6 20.72 terahashes. So if you have been watching my videos for a little while, you'll know that I started off with 11 terahashes. So I've gone up almost another 10 terahashes in the space of about, I don't know, a month, maybe a month and a half, which is awesome. It's actually a bit below what I expected to be at. So I was looking back in my chart of where I thought I would be. I'd sort of done a prediction based on if Bitcoin was worth 16,300, which was low at the time. I sort of underestimated, and the difficulty I actually put up a bit, but it's actually higher than that now. I thought I'd be mining as of today, which is January the 13th. So this is where I thought I'd be. I thought I'd have 22.72 terahash, whereas I've actually got 20.72. So I'm actually 2 terahashes behind where I thought I'd be, and I thought I'd be mining $50 a day, whereas I'm actually only mining 38, and that is because since then the price of Bitcoin has dropped down to 14, so it's lower than what it is in that spreadsheet. The price of Hashflare has gone up dramatically when they went up just before Christmas. So obviously the amount of money that I'm reinvesting every day is, I'm getting less gigahashes. So you can see here, I think I've explained this all before, but you can see here obviously I'm getting about, I'd say about this much a day, 180 gigahashes, whereas I thought I'd probably be getting about that at this point. I thought I'd be getting double that. Well, let's see actually, according to my spreadsheet from that I've done before. Yeah, I thought I'd be getting about 320 gigahashes. Oh, I've written here 320 gigahashes a day. So I'm only actually getting about half that now. So I need to adjust all these really, I suppose, to show half that. But obviously, if the price of Bitcoin does shoot up suddenly, then obviously I'll be getting more terahashes, and then once I actually get to a set amount, once I'm earning sort of close to $100 a day, then I'm going to start making withdrawals. So, you know, I can sort of get out maybe 500 at a time, because I know they put a cap on how much you can withdraw at one time. So, but that would be nice just to get 500 quid out, because obviously I've put $1,600 into this. If I can get $500 out here, $500 out there, and then it can pay for itself. Bearing in mind I've only been doing this, let's have a look at that spreadsheet. It'll tell you the first day I had on there, 13th of December. We're now on the 13th of January, so 1 month. So I've been doing Hashflare for 1 whole month now, and I'm up to 20 terahashes. So that is a big thanks to you guys actually, because if you actually look at my referrals, I had 11 people buy some Hashflare account, and obviously I get a percentage of that. So thank you very much to all of you out there. I really appreciate it. You help me getting more terahashes, which means more mining power for the future. So thank you very much for that. Someone did mention in one of my videos, actually, that live stream I did, they put, I can't remember if it was through Twitter or something, but they said, oh, we're starting to notice you're creeping in the referral links. I've never shied away from telling you guys the truth. I've always told you that the Hashflare was a referral link. So the little link down below, if you click that, it has a cookie on it. When you come to this site, it knows that you came here through me. So if I actually go to referrals, click tools, you can see here how they found me. So someone found my link through Google somehow. I don't know how they found that, but you can see here youtube.com, youtube.com, youtube.com. So it's just through you guys clicking the link, and it follows through, and it keeps track of if you do sign up and if you buy. I believe it's only the first time you click on the link and then buy something. I don't get anything if you reinvest or if you put more in. I think it's just that one time. I understand, but I could be wrong. But I thank you for that, for the people that have done that. I've never sort of lied or hidden anything. I've always said this is a referral link and I get a percentage of it. I wish I could give you a discount code or something. Someone kept asking me that. I wish I had one. I might message Hashflare and just say, look, I'm a YouTuber, can I get some discount code out to people that you guys can use? But as it stands now, I haven't got anything, and I don't know. Hopefully I can, so I can give you guys back a little, because you've helped me out so much. What else have we got going on? So the other thing that I was checking on holiday loads was envion. So you guys all know that obviously since I started this YouTube experience, this journey, obviously my first goal was buy some Bitcoin. Second goal was to mine some Bitcoin. Then I realised how expensive mining equipment was and that most of it is sold out. Then obviously I looked into cloud mining, so it led me to Genesis mining, all sold out. Then I went to Hashflare. Obviously I've been mining with them, been very, well, I'd say quite successful in the last month or so of doing that. So then I actually looked into other mining operations, and that brought me on to envion, which was an ICO. So obviously I've never done ICO before, so this is my very first one. And I've been really happy with how much they've been updating us and sending us messages, their social media presence, pretty much everything they've said has happened, and you know how easy they've made it. I had a really stressful day the very first day, and if you go back and watch my video, you'll know what I mean. Trying to invest with them to start off with, but I really feel they got a grip on it, and they got a grip on their website and their actual process, and it became a lot easier. So since then, I've actually bought more envion. Let's actually see if we can sign in. Envion. Sign in. And yeah, I actually bought some more, and the second time was so easy. Investor login. Let's do this little. I hate doing these. Every single website seems to have these. Hate them. But I suppose it's there for security. So you can see here that I've actually bought the first lot of envion tokens, and then I actually bought a second lot. This was while I was on holiday on the 8th of the 1st, and I'm actually planning, because I had, like I said, I had about £200 in my Exodus wallet of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, but I also had about £200 in Coinbase, and I bought Bitcoin when it was worth about 12,000. Obviously it going up to 14.5, 15. My money went up to about 250, 300. That's British pounds. So I actually used $68 to transfer to Bittrex, and then I left the 200 in there that I originally put in there, and then that went up a bit more as well. So I was currently sitting on about 250. I transferred that into. I was really happy with this actually. I transferred the 250 into GDAX, and then converted it. I bought some Ethereum when the prices were changing quite suddenly, and because I was abroad, it took me a little while to do it. So somehow I came out with about $320 worth of Ethereum. I sent it to myetherwallet.com, and I didn't realise, but I'd left about $30 worth of Ethereum in there, and obviously with the price of it going up so much, when I checked it, it said it was now worth $80. So I had 320 in Ethereum, then I had 80 on this website, so I actually had 400 worth of Ethereum, which I then sent over, or most of it, to envion, and I actually bought, as you can see here, 373 tokens, because by the time you pay Ethereum prices for transferring the money across, the 400 weren't quite 400. As you can see there, I lost out on £27 or dollars worth. So that means now that if I go to my Ether wallet, you can see here the tokens I've got 2,889, and I've got 250 worth of SIG, which is the Spective ICO, which they were selling Signal tokens. If you remember me talking about them, their ICO is finished now, I believe, and they sent us an email saying we're thinking of changing the amount of coins. So instead of them being, hang on, let me see if I can get the email up, because I thought it was a bit unusual, but they gave us the choice. We could confirmation, Signal token. Yeah, so it was asking, how would you guys feel about a 10 times token split? For example, if you had bought 950 SIG Ethereum, Spective creates and distributes to you 9,500 SIG. And then you clicked on this link, it took you to a Google questionnaire thing. And then they sent us this the other day on behalf of, and something that I'm a bit not annoyed about, but I've emailed them now. When you signed up to this SIG, they had a promotional thing where you got so much percentage as extra tokens. So instead of 250, I should have actually received 300, so I should have got an extra 50, but it never happened. I messaged them and they said, oh yeah, we're sorting it out. And then according to this email they sent us, they're saying with the ICO's finished now, and we're just working for everyone's purchases, the accounting team, blah 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 blah. Rest assured your token receipt and will be accurate to the purchase you made and the bonuses you redeem. But they're saying that they're going to do that at the end of January. Signal tokens will be distributed at the end of January, and they're saying that people did decide to go ahead with the 10 times split. So now I think I'm going to have, I should have about 3,000 tokens, but obviously instead of them being worth more, they're going to be worth a bit less, but we've got more tokens. So I don't know. All it says on my Ether wallet, because I redid it today, still says 250. So I don't know if that's completely wrong, but I feel like envion have been so much more on the ball. I get emails from them not every day, but let me just show you. You can see there, bearing in mind I've signed up to their website and invested, I've received 1, 2, 3. Yeah, look, I messaged it. Hi Glenn, 250 tokens, the ICO 30 minutes ago, but I think gave you 20% extra, which doesn't seem to show my Ether wallet. Shows 250. Thanks for your support. I can confirm that receiving the full amount of SIGs you bought. Do not need to worry about that. The reason it shows less is because the bonus is a special add-on. It's still encoded. Anyway, I've had 3 emails from them, and that's over the course of a whole month, and their ICO's finished, and they've had a split. Whereas if you look at envion, they've emailed me like a lot. Loads of updates. They're saying today that they've raised, well, it says there 1 day left, but actually on their Twitter, sorry, I'm jumping from page to page, might make you feel a bit sick. It says here that they've raised 80 million, or 80 million and a half actually. So yeah, that's probably going to be more like 82, I reckon, by the end of day tomorrow. So that's really good. They did actually send out this infographic, if that's what they're called, infographics, showing the top ICOs of all time. So let me see if I can zoom in here. So you can see here that envion at the time they'd raised 57 million, which I thought was really good at the time. But now they've actually raised 80, so they've actually overtaken Aragon, Doom Raider, WA Exchange and Genosis, which actually these are available. I know that 2 of them are available to buy through Exodus. Actually, it's one of the coins that are available on Exodus. I don't think they're going to hit this 108 million one, so they're not going to beat Status or Siren Labs, Bancor, EOS, which obviously I have heard of. That's quite a big one. Tezos and Filecoin. I haven't heard of Filecoin either. Yes, they're finishing what, 7th place. But then they sent on their they said on here something like we're finishing 5th or 6th largest ICO in history, but I don't know, according to that graphic, they'll be 7th surely, because they're not going to hit that $108 million. Anyway, so envion have been updating me. I received the tokens pretty much instantly. They've been releasing slow and steady social media posts, videos, links. So I feel like they've been really on the ball actually, and obviously now that their website's a lot easier to use and a lot easier to invest, I just feel like they're proper on the ball now, whereas they probably weren't maybe a month ago. So yeah, I've been really, really happy with this. These are photos of their miners now. They're saying that the containers now, they've done a 2nd generation of them, where actually the cooling is a bit better. Like they've got these bigger fans, I think, either side, and they've got 50-50 split of ASIC miners versus GPUs. So yeah, they've done really well, I think, and they're going live on an exchange, the tokens. So the tokens that we have as being part of the ICO, you can actually sell those coins on HitBTC, which I signed up for straight away. That's going to be their first exchange that they've announced. I feel like maybe they got pushed into it because a lot of people were putting, oh yeah, you're available on HitBTC already. And I think they were on there for like $10 or something. But then they came out and just said, oh yeah, we will be available on HitBTC. So they haven't announced any others yet, but that's one exchange that they're on. Hopefully, obviously, they get on one of the big ones because that will push the price up. Obviously, Americans haven't been able to invest in this site as well, so they'll obviously want to get hold of some. I just feel like I look at some of the other tokens, so it's really hard to. How do you value a token, compared to, say, some of the others? So if you go to, and you may be watching this thinking, Glenn, you're chatting absolute bullshit. That's fair enough. But this is just my thoughts. You're hearing my live thoughts as they happen. So these are all tokens, yeah? So you can see at the top here, you can click coins or tokens. So these are all ERC20 tokens, unless they're on a different contract. So like this one's with Next, Omni, but the rest of them are all Ethereum. You've got Neo in there. They all run off the Ethereum blockchain smart contracts, which are the ERC20 tokens, from my understanding. So how do you value where envion will be in this? So they're going to have they had 150 token to start off with that they were going to sell. They've sold £80 million worth. Some of them, like me, would have been when they were 70 cent. Some will be when they were 80 cent, 90 cent, and the rest were all $1. I think in the first 3 or 4 days they raised about 30 million. So that's probably going to be something like 45 to 50 million tokens. Then the other 50 million that they've raised now have all been $1. So if you work that out, then that means they've sold about 90 to 100 million tokens. Plus obviously they kept, I think, 15 or 20 million for themselves, which is fair enough. So from my understanding, there's going to be about 120 million tokens out there. So that's a guess of our circulating supply. So let's have a little look at the prices here. So if we arrange these in price order, you've got some here that are worth, I mean, that one's worth 8,500, and it's got a load of question marks, so I'm not sure what that is. Some are worth 6,000, 1,000. Obviously, these have a very, I would imagine, low circulating supply. 1. 52. 203. So these are very low circulating supplies. That's why the price is so high. So we've got, we believe, 120 million. So 120 million tokens. So that's 601 million. That's EOS. So where do we say that our slotting into? It's going to be slotting into, that's 378 million. Actually, let's do this another way. So circulating supply, we are going to be fitting into, is this right? That's these are in the billions now. We want to go down to about here. So this is where really this section here, the amount of tokens that we're going to have. So you would say that it could be worth anywhere between $4.50 down to 0.009 cent or 8 cent. So that's where realistically I believe that they are, but they're starting off at $1. And this is sorry, this is where I feel that envion's really different to the others. A lot of these tokens that you're investing in are projects for the future. So like say that SIG one that I bought, that's something that I don't feel like I'll get anything from that for the next 2 to 3 years. Whereas these envion tokens, they are going to start paying out in Ethereum next week. So hopefully, once you have the tokens in place, they're going to start mining. I believe they're going to have between 500 to 1,000 of these MMU units, which are, if you're not sure what they are those things that I just showed, these containers. So they reckon that they're going to have, I don't know, anywhere between 400 to 1,000 of them, with all the different GPUs inside it, all the ASIC miners, if they can get hold of them. But they're saying they're starting development on them now. They've had orders, letters of intent, which I know are not set in stone, but someone's looked at, power companies are looking to order like 1,000 of them, because power companies, obviously, they, I assume they're not going to charge themselves for the electricity, and they can run these and obviously run them at profit for pretty much nothing cost. So the profit that's coming from them envion ventures, I believe so much, like 30%, my friend was telling me, goes back in. I'm not 100% sure on that. Please don't take that as gospel, because I haven't seen anything like that dotted about. But anyway, they are where am I? What was I looking at before? Coin market. They're offering something that you actually get paid on today. So I've bought these ICO tokens, and I'm going to start earning money from them next week. Now, what that says to me is that that coin or that token is worth more to me than, say, Mercury Protocol, or, you know, I don't know what any of these are. They may have awesome ideas, but do you see what I'm trying to say? These are projects that maybe are going to be really good in the future after like a couple of years development. They might not. Some of them may just crash and burn, and that's all they've ever been worth. That's their peak. But the envion tokens, they're going to start paying out straight away. So where does that put the price up? So I believe that realistically, this is the sort of figure, $10. I reckon $10 per token would be awesome. That's a 10 times gain. which the amount of money obviously I've got invested in it ain't gonna change my life or anything, but it's still good. It could maybe go. I've always had in my head that one day they could be worth $20. I actually said to my friend when we invest in it, I don't know why I've got a figure of $23, so somewhere like this, bit silver. I mean, this one here's Binance coin. Oh, obviously Binance is one of the largest exchanges in the world, but they've got a circulating supply of 99 million. Is that right? And they're worth $22. So who knows? Next, they're worth $22. But anyway, that's the sort of figures. I don't know. I'd be probably holding out for if I was to sell them. If they were worth $2, $3, $4, I'd probably just keep hold of them because, you know, I could probably just sell the ones that I've got. Sell so many tokens, sorry, to pay for the original investment. So then I've gained my money back and it hasn't cost me anything. And then if it does go up a lot more, then happy days. I don't know. I've just got a really good feeling about them. Do you know, like, say that you can read a lot of these ICOs, and I think some people are not even doing that. From what I've seen on YouTube, people are just guessing. They're just picking coins that are cheap. So I think people are doing this at the minute. They're going to coin market cap. Let's do all. Let's just click all. Full list. I think this is how people are deciding to buy things at the minute. And to be fair, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not judging anyone. Oh, I've crashed it. And I think they're literally just going down and just going, oh look, that's worth only 0.15. Yeah, I might as well buy 10 of them. You know. This one here, look, Sire coin, 0.06. Right, I'll buy 110 of them. Because obviously that's only going to cost you maybe £2. And I think that's how people are buying coins at the minute, judging by looks of things from what I've seen on YouTube, what I've seen the prices of things going up. I mean, even what's that other one, Dogecoin? The guy who actually made it said, look, this is a joke. You know, like, the coin is actually a joke. I made it as a joke and it was just a coin with a meme on it with the dog's face. Hasn't had any software updates for 2 years. It's not being, it's not being developed or anything. Nothing's happening with it, but it's worth over £1 billion. He was like, "This is a joke." You know, if you saw a business on the stocks and shares that was worth 1 billion because it was a joke, like a joke company, no one would invest in it. But you know, Dogecoin seems to be bucking that trend. So, yeah, a lot of people are buying just cheap coins at the minute. That seems to be a really popular thing to do. So I think, that's not me really. I would like to, same with envion. I've started from the beginning, heard about it, looked into it myself, read the white paper myself, started watching YouTube videos. There was hardly none. I think there was 1 or 2 YouTube videos, and they both said that don't do it. Then I contacted envion, joined their Telegram group. I read all their posts, and there's thousands of posts on there. Then I actually chatted to their social media manager myself. So I feel like I really done a lot of research before I even promoted it to any of you guys or any of my friends. And still to this day, it's the only one that I've actually actively promoted to friends. And not because I get any referral bonus or anything, because they don't do anything like that. Just because I've got a really good feeling about it, and I just feel like even if the price of the token doesn't shoot up to 10, 20 times, I'll be happy just receiving the Ethereum every week. Do you know what I mean? That's another source of mining. So then I'll have my hash flare giving me Bitcoin, and I'll have envion giving me Ethereum. So I'll have the 2 main coins I'll be mining from investments, that I've made now. So either way, I'm quite happy. The only thing that obviously could happen that obviously would upset me is if envion shut up shop and run off with all the money, which I suppose any of these ICOs could do. But to be honest, they've been the most thorough company. I just can't see it happening. They've been the most on the ball. They're not doing any crazy referral schemes. There's no commissions. There's no. They were doing a referral for a few days, which is, and I actually said, "Oh, the link down below is referral," and then the next day they said we're stopping all referrals. So I didn't get anything from that. But I had, I think, about 20 or 30 if you clicked on it and went through. So I don't know if anyone made any purchases from that, but it's not available anymore. Can't even access it. So yeah, they've not done any referrals. Whereas you think if they were a scam, they would. But yeah, I've just been really happy with how envion are doing. So tomorrow's the last day. So if you want to get involved in this, you're probably going to be watching this tomorrow. So then Sunday is the last day, January the 14th. Get involved if you want to get involved. It goes on the exchanges as of January the 15th, with Ethereum going up in price. If you had Ethereum from a long time ago, so say you bought Ethereum, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago, when it was only worth $600, now it's gone up to 1,400. Technically, when you buy envion with Ethereum, technically you'll be buying them at 50 cents a share, if you see what I mean, because your money's doubled. When you send that money to them, they just work out $1 per Ethereum on that day. So if you've got some Ethereum, it might be a good investment to make cheap, and they could be worth a lot more the next day. Literally Monday they go on the exchange and we'll see what the price goes up. Could go down, so bear that in mind. A lot of ICOs, I think, once they end the ICO, the actual price dips a bit and then it slowly goes up. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but to be honest, I'm thinking like a month, maybe 2 months it's going to take for this to get the word out there. But if you want a token that's going to start paying you out, you know, on a weekly basis rather than maybe in a couple of years' time, then envion's the one to go for. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. Obviously, I've been away for 2 weeks. That's a long time in cryptocurrency world. Thank you for all your messages. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. I'm actually now, if I just quickly show my YouTube channel, I'm over the 500 subscriber mark. I thank you very much for that. Let's have a little look what I'm on now. I get loads of messages every day now. 547. Last time I checked, there was like 501 or something. So thank you very much for that. That's gone up loads. So I really appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry that my videos have been scarce recently, just because I've been away. Obviously, the live video wasn't that good because I was recording live abroad. In the middle of a really busy theme park, so and then today my voice has been gone, so I do apologise, but hopefully back to normal within the next day or two, and obviously I'll let you guys know what happens with envion, and hopefully the price of Bitcoin goes up. That's something that I have been wrong on. So a lot of people messaged me saying, Glenn, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? What do you think of this token or price? I'm not an expert in any way, shape or form. I've been very honest and open and said this is me starting a YouTube channel, of me starting my journey in cryptocurrency, so I'm complete novice. I've seen a few YouTube videos complaining about other YouTubers saying, you know, oh, they don't know what they're talking about and they're misleading people and they're just selling referral links and yada yada yada. I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to show you guys what I'm doing from start to finish. Now, if I'm doing something wrong, please, you know, message me. I'm trying to be 100% honest with you guys. I've not lied in any way, as far as I know, in any of these videos. I've been completely honest, completely upfront, and that's the way I tend to keep it. If anyone doubts that or wants to question that, by all means, message me. I think you'll find it difficult to prove me wrong otherwise, because I've just been upfront. I'm sure if someone says, well, you never mentioned this was a referral link or whatever, I'm sure if I go back my videos, I've been saying that the whole time along. So thank you very much for all the support and all the love, all the attention. I'm getting people on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, sending me all sorts of messages and comments. But I just wanted to put it out there that I'm not an expert. I don't know about every single coin, and anyone who claims they are either have a lot of time on their hands, or they're chatting absolute shit, because there is on here, let's go down. There is, according to this, 1,429 active coins and tokens. That's not obviously including all the ICOs that haven't even started yet, the pre-sale, the crowd sales, the mining websites. There's a lot of information in cryptocurrency, and I can only focus on a couple at a time. So once Envion's done, and once like I've got my head around, say, Bittrex, then I can sign up to maybe Binance or one of the other ones. But I can only get my head around one. A lot of people message me going, "Oh, Glenn, why don't you do this? It's a cheaper way of doing it." And they're probably right. It's really hard to just, oh yeah, let me look into that. Let me look into that. I'm trying so hard to absorb as much information as I can. Even on holiday, and probably, to be honest, my favourite way at the minute, I have to say, because the YouTube app for comments and that is rubbish, the best way is through my Twitter. I check Twitter every morning. I update it because a lot of the YouTubers are actually from America, so by the time they've uploaded, for me, I've just woke up, and I just sit there and have a read through Twitter, check my notifications. So Justin Shane's just followed me. Hi Justin, welcome to the family. But yeah, that's probably my favourite way. If you want to get hold of me, Twitter, which is twitter.com/bitglen. And that's it really, guys. I think I've gone through absolutely everything I wanted to go through. Thank you so much for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the little coin button down here. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it with any of your friends that are into cryptocurrency. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. See you later, guys. Bye.